Hey, Keyrenter Provo and St. George, we're often asked, who is your ideal customer profile, or who are the investors or landlords you typically work with? And there's 3 of them, which is kind of cool. That makes it easy to remember. It's Alan, the accidental landlord. It's Patrick, he's our passive investor. And then it's Anne, she's our active investor. And it's these 3 personas that we're working with most often. What do these investors look like? Who are they? Well, they're typically 40 to 65 years old, gender, male or female, doesn't matter. Marital status, they can be married in a relationship or single. That doesn't really matter either so much. But what we do find that's consistent with our ideal customer profile is typically they're either in healthcare, they're doctors, they're surgeons, they're dentists, or they're senior roles, or they're in various industries, such as like engineers, tech, is big, manufacturing, leadership. And then there's a lot of home services as well. Like we get general contractors and architects and even attorneys that love to work with us and have us help them with their investment properties. Education levels across the board, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, some PhD degrees. So there's a lot of different things that we're looking at as far as demographics go. But what we find interesting that's unique with all of them is they have an interest in passive income. They want to own investment properties to help them through their retirement and later years, which is really smart actually. And a lot of them don't have the time or the ability to even manage this themselves. They're like, we need someone else to help us do it because we have to manage our own lives. So let's talk about Alan, the accidental landlord, really quick. This is someone who, Alan, he got a job change. He's a a mechanical engineer, let's say, here in the local Provo or St. George area. He gets changed or transferred to Ohio, for example, and they don't have time to sell their house. So all of a sudden they're like, well, we don't have time to sell it. The market's not where we want it to be to sell our house. Let's rent it out. So he's an accidental landlord. And that happens to us quite a bit where they didn't plan on being landlords per se, but they are okay to be a landlord for 1, 2, 5, maybe 10 years. Maybe it goes on, in perpetuity. But they just kind of fell into it through their primary residence, or maybe they inherited a home and they didn't know what to do with it, so they decided to rent it out. That's pretty common. So that's Alan, the accidental investor. Then we go to Patrick. He's our passive investor. Patrick is a local attorney, and he handles cases, divorce cases, and a lot of marriage cases. But and he does really well for himself. But he also wants to diversify his portfolio by having multiple fourplexes and duplexes. And so we love to work with the Patricks of the world because they are investors, they're passive, they really don't want to do anything with their property at all. They just want to collect their money at the end of the month after all utilities and costs and fees are covered. And they just want to report on how their property is doing each month. And we work really great with the Patrick passive investors. And then there's Anne. She's an active investor. She's an investor. She's come from out of state typically, or maybe she's in state, but she's actively growing her portfolio. She's got dozens of properties. She's got lots of doors that she's trying to manage. She's managing them in a portfolio, and she's really trying to maximize profitability and reduce churn and reduce costs. We love to work with the Anns of the world as well, and we can help maximize that rental income and minimize costs for Anne and making sure that her portfolio is performing the best way that it should. So whether you're an Alan, you're a Patrick, or you're an Ann, we love to work with you. Come join us at Keyrenter Provo or St. George. Check us out online. We'd love to work with you.